And you in the corner.
Yeah, I know. I love you.
Mike doesn't do pictures?
No, we only do pictures. He does all the
I was looking all over the card. I'm like, where's Mike?
He does pictures from the 80s. All right. So
we love you, Mike.
When his glasses and his hair were both really big. All right. So we're going to talk about something that's tall but not big. It actually is a vertical way to get a lot of capacity onto your stovetop. You know that itty-bitty burner that's in the back, and most of your pots and pans are just too big for it? And if you try to use all 4 of your burners, well, that's virtually impossible with 4 big pans.
Yeah.
There's just not enough space. So Mark Charles found this great idea called the 4th burner pot. And it is something that has been a huge hit. We've had several renditions of it. The latest one is very, very popular because it's less money for all of the features that you want. So it's stainless steel, it's got the pour spout lid, it's got the silicone handles in great colors, and it's also got the basket that can go inside for certain things like hard-boiled eggs.
And it's all stainless steel. It's induction ready, so it'll work on any of the burners you have out there. And it's the little pot that could. So we always call this the 4th burner because we used to have, growing up, my mother had the teapot all the way in the back corner, the smallest burner, because that's all it could fit on there. It was pretty, it boiled water. Well, this boils water too, but by the way, it does about 100 other things. So let's remove that teapot, put this in its spot. Now you can still bring out your saute pan and make your, your great pork chops while you're making the side dishes in this guy, because this 11-cup vertical really cooks and packs a punch.
And for everything that's tall, like asparagus or corn on the cob or lots of hard-boiled eggs, it's the only pot you should be using. So let me show you the colors while he's getting ready up here. So we have, again, they're all stainless steel. The color is on the Stay Cool silicone handles on the basket, on the lid, and on the unit itself. So this one is your red. Then down here we have black. We also have it for you in blue, which is like a teal robin's egg color. Then we have it for you in the olive green. And then finally, the most limited is there on the end. That's your eggplant purple.
So I love the fact that this is great for sauces, gravies. You just saw me do the pasta. I don't know if you guys notice this plate. This, you tell me, Carol.
That's a huge platter.
I'd say 4 to 5 people easily can eat in that, okay? Let's spread that out. And then, look, here, I use another one for the sauce. So whether you have grandma's sauce or a jarred sauce, being that it's vertical, if you do gravies for any of the holidays, this is 11 cups. By the way, there's also a measuring cup of measurements inside the stainless steel.
Which is great. So it's embedded in there. But look how he didn't have to transfer the sauce with a ladle or something to the plate. He just poured it right out of the pot.
Now, we also have to mention there's a little foot on here. See that little guy right there? That's going to go to the edge, and now you can actually hands-free strain. Again, I'll pull that up to show you. Right there, it doesn't matter what part of the pot you hook on.
That's awesome.
Hooks on there, and you can do something like 18 eggs all at once. You're using 1/3 the amount of water that you would normally use if someone said, Carolyn, please boil me 18 eggs. You would get your largest stock pot out. I know that for a fact, right?
The water takes forever to heat up, and then the eggs clang around in it, and then they crack. Look at all those hot dogs.
So we got 24 hot dogs you can boil or steam in this. You don't always have to use the basket like you saw with the pasta. I didn't use the basket. You've got a silicone handle on the basket, and that's important because when it's boiling hot water, you can still grab this if it's not sitting in the water, because silicone not only doesn't absorb odor, it doesn't absorb a lot of heat and dissipates heat quickly. So
and in this one,
we did some of the root vegetables of the sweet potatoes. So if you're going to do sweet potato mashed or anything like that, or you just want sweet potatoes on the side, you can steam or boil if you're going to do great red bliss potatoes for a side dish, or even better yet, great to boil or steam them before you mash them. They make it so easier to mash, obviously.
These are 11-cup capacity pots. So just because they're not a big diameter, they hold a lot because, again, it's vertical space. So you can put it on the small burner and still cook a lot of food.
And here's the steamer part, okay? We only used, I would say, about a half a cup of water in there. You steam the vegetables. They're not gray. They're beautifully vibrant green. I did a little catchphrase when I started selling this 10 years ago, and it was, when it's green, steam. Because you keep all those nutrients in. Don't boil your greens because it turns a little gray and mucky, and you lose the flavor.
You're using the nutrients.
So let's talk about, infusion gravy. Okay, so we were talking about gravies and sauces. What's important about infusion gravy is, look what's inside of there. You can use whole shallots, whole garlic cloves, whole mushrooms, but you get a different flavor instead of chopping them up, right? And I don't want to serve that, so I'm going to use my strainer. I've got the small and then large. That's what I use for the drain the pasta. And there's the pasta. And I'm going to use this one because watch what I can do here. I just made this gravy on the stovetop, but I don't want to serve those giant mushrooms. but it's infused with that
now
sauce.
You've got the mushroom and shallot flavor in the brown gravy.
In the brown gravy. So you can make infusion gravies. You can do something as simple as taking good old tomato soup on a grilled cheese tomato soup kind of day. Because of that pour spout, you don't need a ladle now, and you can just pour your tomato soup right in. This could be grandma's homemade or out of the jar like I have it.
Oh boy. We're losing some colors, Mark Charles, so I want to show everybody the colors again real quick. By the way, can I just say, while we're showing colors, I'm going to put this book right here, and I'm going to start with the eggplant.
Cheating.
I'm cheating.
Premiere it?
Mark Charles has a new cookbook coming out on advanced order. You can start getting it on the 29th. It's his second ever cookbook, and it's fabulous. So just keep an eyeball out for that. Okay,
coming up soon.
If you are interested in the eggplant pot, it's going quickly. It's our most limited. Frank, how many of these are left? 300 left. That's all we've got. Same thing with the olive. It's getting limited now. We also have it for you in this beautiful blue, which is like a robin's egg teal color. Here's your black. And then we also have the red. And again, you're getting the Cook and Look lid with pour spouts on either side of different sizes. You're getting the steamer basket. And then can everybody look in here real quick? I just want to see there's the measurements.
Yep.
So they're built into the side of the stainless steel, so you don't have to measure. You just can measure up to that line.
You know, like when you buy the rice pilaf or the couscous and it says boil 3 cups of water. So the beauty is you don't need a measuring cup. So I'm eliminating the strainer, a colander, a measuring cup, and a ladle all out of this pot.
This is a great pot. Between this and your egg cooker, we always talk about you like every day in our kitchen.
I think these are the 2 must-haves, right?
Because we love Mark Charles appliances. They're really great. They do a great job.
That out.
So there's your clams.
And now if you want a restaurant style, by the way, this is one of the inspirations behind getting the doing the cookbook. This is actually the recipe that's in the cookbook because I have been doing this demo for about 10 years and everyone kept saying, how do you do that? How do you do that? All it is so simple of the fact of getting clams and mussels, making that sauce with white wine and lemon and some herbs, but you're cooking it in that sauce. And because of that strainer, I get to strain that sauce out because what's important about this dish is the sauce is actually the dipping. So you can't get rid of that. You need to dip that out. So not only cooking with it, you're dipping and eating with it. So I love that. So that recipe's in the new cookbook, by the way.
And that's a lot of clams for not a lot of clams.
That's a lot.
We're talking about under $30.
That's a lot of clams, not for a lot of clams.
A lot of clams.
Love her.
All right. So what else have you got cooking here?
Let's see. We got
asparagus.
The asparagus, the plural of asparagus. So what do we? How many asparagus do we have in here?
We have 85.
85 asparagus.
Get out. That's
These
a
are pencil,
lot.
Of course. These are not the thick ones, but this is 85 of the pencil. We steam them in a half a cup of water with like no time and no energy and no effort. And remember, this is about using the 4th burner. This is not a pot you're going to find in sets of cookware. So no matter what you have out there, if you have Cook's Essentials, if you have All-Clad, if you have Le Creuset, this works with it because it's a great accessory.
Fantastic. So do we have something else in the show?
We do. Something new this week.
All right, don't go away. I know you're on tonight with David.